Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, December 4th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, MSTY, and AMZY. So, who had trades yesterday? MSTY had a trade. That's it. Woohoo! Easy day for me. All right. So, here it is. So let's break this down since only one of them had the trade. First off, how do you locate this? How do you locate this information? You go to YieldMax website, you click on any of the covered call ETFs, you scroll down, and there's a button called intraday trades, all right? Now, these are the trades that they make each day, but they will not post them until the market is closed, typically 1 hour after the market is closed, sometimes before, sometimes later. So once you hit intraday trade, sometimes it says view, lately it says download, but either way, however you get it, it'll come out showing all of the intraday trades, which includes Ulti, it includes Soxy now, it includes Biggie, it includes all of them. So you have to pick and choose. What I do, I take a screen print, obviously, as you see, and then I throw it on here, and then I, dig deep and see what the heck went on. So obviously, this is my screen print of MSTY, and it shows the date. Obviously, you'll know they updated their trade information if you look to the date. So yesterday, when I downloaded this, I saw 12/3. Obviously, yesterday was 12/3. All right, they updated the sheet. Now, the next column, obviously, that's the ticker. That's the covered call ETF or YieldMax fund ticker. And then after that, it's basically the option, right? This shows an options trade, what they did. Now, the ticker is the option, is the underlying that they're trading. So MSTY trades MSTR. Yes, we know that. Duh, right? And then what you see to the right of that, it's sequential order. It's the date and the strike price. So you'll see year, month, day, transaction type, and then strike price. So let's go through it. The year is 24. The month is 12. The day is 6, so it's December 6, 2024. That's a call, C for call. And then 720, I believe, for the strike price, right? For MSTR. And then to the right of that, they have a BC for buy to close. That just means they paid to close a position from yesterday, right? Now, when they pay, keep in mind, all the way to the right, that's how much they pay. That's the execution price. That's how much they pay. So if it's a BC, they're paying, right? Buy. So they paid 0.3 or 30 cents per share to close that trade. And then the column before that is the number of contracts that they closed. So that, again, BC, buy to close, they closed the call, they paid 30 cents per share, all right? So that's one trade. The next two trades, they take those contracts, since they're no longer used, they use them right away. And they sold a call, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing again, but basically SS short sale, sold a call for 30 strike, and then they made, because when they sell, they get a credit, they made 1470 credit per share. Now, the next one is a B for buy call. So they would buy a call when they're doing the call credit spread, different strike, same expiration date, same number of contracts. So they paid 380 to buy a call at 520 strike, creating the call credit spread. So that's the new position. And then down below that, they did a BC buy to close. Another position, that was the 620 strike, and then that one had a credit call spread, so they had to, on top of that, sell the call, and then after that, they reused the 6,545 contracts for a new call. Again, sorry to bore the people who watch each and every day, but sometimes, I get new subscribers, new viewers, and they don't know what the hell they're looking at, so I just wanted to take a little time, since we only had one trade, and go through the details. All right, sound good? Now let's move on. So let's go to the spreadsheet. Okay, so I have a spreadsheet for MSTY, MSTY. They have a synthetic 315, 31,770 contracts in total. is what they're trading. This synthetic, they are ahead of their synthetic strike price by 18.55%. This is good, for when they have to close it. Obviously, it'll turn into a profit. This synthetic also expires in 80 days, so technically they don't have to do anything with it at this very moment. Now, how did MSTR do yesterday? MSTR went down 1.81%. MSTY went down 1.24%. Okay? So let's take a look at the damage we just talked about on that intraday trade. All right, so we saw the closeouts, the 790 and the 885 equal to the contract on the first few lines. So you see they paid 30 cents per share, right? Obviously, they made much more on the credit opening that position. They made $24.50 and $26.32. So if you scroll to the right, the ending profit loss is amazing. They made 1.9 million and they made 2.3 million. They did not lose on the credit call spread because it wasn't a credit call spread. In fact, it was all profit, right? This trade ended up all profit. So, typically on the credit call spread, you're losing one or the other. But this was just a clear win because they were able to start that position 51% out of the money. And it turned out, it worked. So far, every time lately, they open a position without the credit call spread, which means they can go further out of the money. They have won. They're now 3 for 3 from what I've seen. Now, I will show you that they did what they did last time and they stopped. They fixed what's not broken, and I'll get into that in a second. So here's the other trade, 6,545 contracts. They paid 37 cents per share. That was a win, right? That was a win, 24.4 mil. Good job. Now, this one had a credit call spread. So what does that mean? It means they made 5 cents, right, on selling the call. However, they had to shell out $13.78 per share. So in the end, they lost $8.9 million, which ate into the $24 million profit. So this is what I'm talking about when I say, sometimes they're not needed, at least on all trades. Like, what was the point of throwing away $8.9 million, right? Because at the time, 87% out of the money. Like, really? Is that going to help? Clearly, no, it did not help. But anyway, let's move on and check out the new positions. So here are the new trades that they did. Again, the 1,675 contracts. They had it split up before. Obviously, they didn't roll it technically, so they closed them out and then they opened new. So here it is. So instead of just selling a call and going further out of the money, what they did is they sold a call credit spread, which means they can only go out a certain amount, and then they'll buy a call, to protect them in case their strikes get blown through. Now, let's take a look here. So 16, what is that? It's only 15% out of the money. 430, 444. Wow, 370, 340. Wow, that's super tight, man. That's even tighter than I thought. That's ridiculous. So 430 and 520. 430 and 520. All right. Here, so be it. 1,675 contracts. They chose a 430 strike price, 15.15% out of the money. They bought a call for 520. That's 39% out of the money. 6,545 contracts, 430 strike price. Same thing, 15% out of the money. And they bought a call, same thing, 520. Now, again, like I said before, if they didn't do the call credit spread, they can go further out of the money. 15% out of the money for MSTR, that is not enough. That is definitely not enough. Their IV is going down. I don't know if you noticed, but their IV is going down, so they can't go as far out of the money on either, whether they're selling calls solo or doing credit call spreads. You notice this is closer to the money than usual, because even when they were doing credit call spreads, they were going like 30% out of the money. Now they have to go tighter, even tighter. So this is, to me, more of a reason to, change things up on some of these contracts. Why not just sell a call 30% out of the money or 40% or whatever they can handle? Why do the call credit spread 15% out of the money on an MSTR trade? This looks this looks like a future losing trade. But again, these are the trades they made heading into next week. Now let's see what we got for the rest of the week. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but let's see what's left. They have 1,500 contracts. Let's see, 475 strike price. That's 27% out of the money. I'm going to skip over the buy calls for the call credit spread. So I'll just talk about the sold calls. 10,000 contracts, 505 strike price, 35% out of the money. 815 contracts, 445 strike price, 19% out of the money. 10,000 contracts plus 835 contracts, both 460 strike price, 23% out of the money. So, I mean, they're looking good on their current position. So hopefully they'll close out this week with an overall net profit win. But again, they're all credit call spreads. So again, you could look back and say, were they needed? Were they not? But I think the overall mentality is people, I guess the people who are not digging deep like me, maybe because I'm touching the data day in and day out, I hate them for that reason. But if you're just on the outside looking in, you think everything is, I guess fine and dandy. All right, so for yesterday, outstanding shares actually did not move. People did not buy in. So here's the recap. 30-day IV, 121%. Again, getting very low. Come on, let's get this IV ramping up again. Outstanding shares, 37.4 mil. Total net income, it's not income, it's a loss. They lost $48.7 million in, doing the weeklies, right? Again, we're excluding, this does not include the synthetic income, which is the movement of the underlying. This is just selling calls on a weekly basis or selling call credit spreads on a weekly basis. And they have not been successful on this 4-week period. Now, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they're doing some contracts without the credit call spread and it's working, why not continue it? Why are you going back to the credit call spread? It's not all the contracts. It's a small portion of the contracts. And you made an overall profit. Why are you going away from that? I don't understand. So here you go. Here's a sign. MSTY Fund Manager, please do me a favor. Just bang your head right there and then answer the question. Group D declares again in 14 days, so 2 weeks away on 12/18. All right, let's move on to the payment information. And guess what? There is no information because it's all freaking lost. They lost $76 million with the synthetic. So it's all lost. So I got no good news for you on this tab. I can tell you their IV, again, is 121%. So based on that low-ass IV now, again, low for MSTR, the payment would be $313, which is lower than what we're used to. So for this next 4-week cycle, unless they do a synthetic bailout, our payment is going to be a lot weaker than what we're used to. All right? So just don't get your hopes up, again, unless they do a synthetic bailout. All right, so as you know, since I say synthetic bailout, obviously their synthetic's doing well. I'm not going to go through that mishmash in the middle. Obviously, they have a lot of credit call spreads. But the fund value is $1.2 billion. The NAV is $33.45, and the trade price is $33.56. The synthetic net, after closing the put, after selling the call, it'd be worth $195 million as of the close yesterday. So again, we'll see what they decide to do. But as of right now, you may just be getting a small payment unless they decide to essentially close out and roll the synthetic. All right, so that was MSTY. They're the only ones that had a trade. So I'll jump right to NVDY. NVDY they have two synthetics. They have a 148 and a 138. They're behind on the 148. They are 5% under that price, and they are 1.64% above the 138. But again, both expire in 80 days, so whatever. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, we want to make money on those, but in due time, we will tell. So, how did NVIDIA do yesterday? They went up. Oh my God, NVIDIA went up 1.18%. NVIDIA went up 1.03%. So let's take a look at what they got going on for this week. Are they any better? Are they worse? Who the hell knows, right? Let me get the Zoom game going. All right, so again, there's just so many trades lately. This is getting a little tough to cover in a short period. Every freaking video is long. So if we look at this, okay, all the options, expiration date you see is this Friday, 12/6. Great. So look at the strikes. Let's keep it simple. Most of the contracts have a 141 strike price. All right. That is 0.53% out of the money. One of them doesn't have a credit call spread. So again, there's no safety net there. However, the others have various by calls, creating the credit call spread, a 155, a 150, and 152.50. So they may or may not help. And I'm not going to go into those details right now either. But again, let's let this play out. We'll go maybe get into more little details tomorrow as we get closer to the Friday. All right, the other position is a 142. That's only 1,900 contracts. That's at least 1.24% out of the money. So yeah, I mean, it's not looking good for this week for NVDY. But again, when they opened their positions, they were as low as 2.98% out of the money. What do you expect? I mean, it's a freaking NVIDIA. Of course they could blow past 2.98%. So again, it's tough. It's a tough game to play, especially when you're trying to yield maximum, right? Maximum yield. Although they're really not yielding maximum if they're doing covered, call credit spreads if you think about it. But anyway, let's move on. Let's go to the outstanding shares. Outstanding shares, yes, they went up by 150K, nothing crazy. Now, here's the recap. 30-day IV, 35%. Outstanding shares, 54.2 mil. Total net income, 26.6 mil. This is essentially the closeout number for the the second 4-week cycle of beginning the 4 weeks. So, the distribution per share, 49 cents, daily income 2 cents, daily yield 0.07%, annualized yield 25%. So payment 2, it cuts off here. So if you look, this cell is only going to pick up Q66. Q66 is the call credit. So payment 3 will now pick up R66, which would be the call debit. All right. So whatever they're closing out, obviously that'll go into the next payment cycle. All right. And then payment 3 will pick up everything going forward. Hopefully that makes sense if you guys even care. I know you didn't ask, but sometimes I like to explain my spreadsheet in a little more detail so you know what the hell's going on. If you're looking at this every day, I'm sure you want to have an idea. Anyway, reaction. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see how this week goes. Group B, by the way, they declared this morning, probably during my video as usual. So who the hell knows? We'll see what NVIDIA pays. I think what was my guesstimate? 155? I have no idea, but we'll see. Whatever. So in the end, here's the final tally. Synthetic income, 122 mil. Short call income, 26.6 mil. That's a net income of 148 mil. That's a net income per share of 275. So will they pay $1.55? Will they pay $2? Whatever, man. They could do either or. So last month they paid $1.02, which that's the only reason I wouldn't give them $2. If they paid $1.50 last month, I'd probably give them $2 this month. But they seem to be holding back a little. But again, who knows? We'll see. Holding information, nothing to really talk about. Again, you know where they're at in the synthetics and the calls. We'll let that play out as the week goes on. But total net assets in this fund, 1.3 bill. The NAV is 25.69. Trade price 25.61. No synthetic worth mentioning at this moment. And no gold digger either, so that's good. All right, here's TSLY. Hello, TSLY. 295 synthetic for TSLY. They're killing that one, man. They're up 19%, but it expires in 80 days. Will they need to roll, to close out, to cash out the synthetic? I don't know, but we will see. How did Tesla do yesterday? Kind of a red day. Tesla went down 1.59%. TSLY went down 0.41%. Tesla's, they're up there in price, man. They haven't, we'll see if they ever have a big decrease. They go down. But right now, they're doing pretty good, especially since the election results. Freezing in this damn garage today. No little Rod, obviously, as you can tell. He did get up at 2, though. But anyway, 12.6, everything expires 12.6, all right? So we closed at the 500 below in gray. We don't have to talk about that anymore. But everything else, what do we got? We got 360. Everything is 360. That's 2.44% out of the money. Is that safe? Absolutely freaking not. There's 3 trading days. We will see how things go. But don't worry, they bought a call. That's 20% away, all right? So that will help you. That will save you. Not. Again, the gap is way too wide. It's $65. I don't like it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So let's move on. All right, so 12.3, what do they got? Outstanding shares went down. Okay, outstanding shares went down by 350K. So people selling. So remember the closure yesterday, and we said I think the shares didn't move, I believe, or did we say the share? No, the shares went up yesterday. So yeah, here's the sellout for yesterday when they had to sell those shares. Makes sense now, right? Anyway, 30-day AMZY 51%, outstanding shares 66 mil. 350,000 total net income. No. They lost 337,000. But not a terrible loss, but still, it's a loss. All right, reaction, check. You know why check? Because, we said slow down, and then we said stop, and they listened. They stopped. In fact, Tesla went down. So I'll give them a check mark. We are on our way to winning the weeklies. But again, it's day by day, man, day by day. Group A declares again in 22 days, one day after Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, baby. Synthetic income, 3.2 mil. Short call loss, 337,000, as we mentioned. So that's a net income of 2.9 mil. That comes to 4 cents per share. Again, it's still early. We got 22 days. So, we got time. If we look at the IV, then we're talking 63 cents. So based on the $1.22 they paid last time, 63 cents would be a huge letdown. But again, give us some time to make some money. Hopefully they can make some money. We know if they did the synthetic bailout, they would make money. But the calls actually have a chance this week. So let's let that play out. Total net assets of TSLY, $978 million. All right. The NAV is 1474 and the trade price is 1473. What do we got? Penny gap. The synthetic bailout money, man, that's a net of 172 mil. Give me some of that. Damn. All right, so that's it for TSLY. CONY. You know what? Let's do AMZY. AMZY's up. So Amazon, again, no one else had trades, just so you know. Just a reminder. Amazon went up. Oh, my God. It went up 1.28%. AMZY went up 0.97%. You weak sauce bastard. But again, at least they're getting closer to 20. I will take it. All right, so what do we got? If we look at this, zoom out from the zoom out lens, their synthetic is doing pretty good. They are 1.61% above their strike. Their synthetic strike is 210. Amazon's at 213. Check, mic check, 1212. But that synthetic expires February 21st. Okay. Now, what about the calls for the week? Not good. Not good at all. Let's try to zoom in a little so you can give you a better picture. They have 10,280 contracts. This has a 212.50 strike price. This is 0.44% in the money, okay? Right now, they are in a terrible spot because the credit call spread, the buy call, that has a 220. That's still 3% away from helping, right? If we look, how much is it worth? It's going to pay you out, 37 cents per share today. So, again, its job is essentially to offset when you get blown through the strike. They're not blown through the strike, though. They're just above the strike. So it's in these examples where you'd say, oh, man, if I didn't do the stupid credit call spread, I could have done a strike of maybe 215, right? Or 217. And then, or 217.50, whatever the strikes they are, and you could still have a chance. But again, there's 3 trading days. I don't want to, jump the gun. But again, that's why I say, AMZY, you don't need to do these, man. You don't need to do them. Stop being like a freaking follower and doing these credit call spreads, all right? AMZY fund manager, grow some balls, all right? Tell them, I ain't doing them. I don't need to do them. My freaking underlying, it barely freaking moves. Let me get as far out of the money as I can and stop doing this stupid credit call spread unless there's big events coming up like earnings. All right, anyway, I don't want to speak for the AMZY fund manager. So here's the assets under management. Again, I come up with a new name every time, but 219 mil. The NAV is 1949, trade price 1953. Synthetic bailout, yeah, it's worth something, but not enough worth mentioning. 30-day IVs, 23.53% for Amazon. That's for Amazon, it's It's not enough to really make a lot of money. As you can see, the IV estimate is 35 cents. Group D, they declare again in 14 days on 12/18. Okay, let's go to CONY. All right, so here's Coin. Coin went up. Oh my God, it went up 2.25%. CONY went up 1.97%. Okay, what do they got going on? Oh my God, they got a lot. Coin it's at 309.35. That's above their 300 synthetic. It's below their 320 synthetic. So again, they got two synthetics. We'll see how this fares. They both expire on February 21st of next year. All right. So here's the recap for the calls. All right. And we'll just talk about the calls because the call credit spread, they're not helping right now. 9,615 contracts, 322.50 strike price, 4.25% out of the money. All right, so far so good. 7,565 contracts, 325 strike price, 5.06% out of the money. Okay. 10,000 contracts, 327.50 strike price, 5.87% out of the money, and 7,900 contracts, 330 strike price, 6.68% out of the money. So again, so far so good. They got 3 trading days left. They could certainly blow past these. But again, we can only say so far, so good. The fund is over $1 billion. And the NAV is 1725, same as the trade price. So what a recovery, man. What a story for CONY. For the people that bought CONY at 11? Good for you, man. You're a man or a woman. All right, 30-day IV, 74%. All right. IV estimate, 99 cents, which hey, we'll take it. Group C declares again next week. So we will save the excitement for next week for CONY shareholders. All right. Now, I've been working on something. I want to show you guys a little sneak peek on something I'm working on. It's called payout ratio. Now, again, this is not recovery rate. This is payout ratio. So what this is it shows how much each fund has gone up each month from the prior ex-dividend date to the declaration date. And again, maybe I'll just go through one row. So like since they started the 4-week cycle, right? So TSLY, they went up in price 30 cents, right? And then they declared $1.09. So, and that, for example, I don't know, for you dividend investors, you're familiar with the payout ratio. So what a payout ratio basically means is it's kind of like the net income divided by the dividend in general. It's how much they made versus how much they're paying out. You want them to be able to afford, their dividends. So you want a low payout ratio. You want their income to be much greater than what they're paying out in total for their dividend. So in this example, I'm showing gains with a Z, of course. You gym people know. They made 30 cents for that 4-week cycle. Obviously, they paid $1.09. That is not a good payout ratio. Anything above 100 means they paid out more than they can afford. If you see this in a regular, everyday equity, corporate company stock, this is a red flag. So red being bad. Obviously, it's different for YieldMax because they have to pay out, and sometimes they pay out more than they should. So this just shows, okay, this first 4-week cycle, TSLY in price, at least in price, this is not actual net income. This is price. They paid out more than they should, right? OARC, they have a 75% payout ratio. This means they left 25% on the table. So that's good, right? Again, this is not recovery rate. Recovery rate shows the next month recovering the prior payment. This shows how much they made in that current month versus the current payment. So hopefully that makes sense. So again, this is just the first 4-week cycle of Group A I'm going to go through as a sample as I work on this file. So GUI in that first 4-week cycle, again, the first 4-week cycle was September 6th to October 2nd. GUI, 59% payout ratio, awesome. Zomo, 30% payout ratio. YBIT, SNOY, and TSMY, horrible. They did not do too well, so they had horrible payout ratios. Crash is in the negative. I don't even know what to do with the negative numbers, but you know, just even beyond horrible. So yeah, just a quick preview of something I'm working on. I don't know if this interests anyone, but stay tuned if it does. All right, let's go to the pre-market and let's get this video over with and posted. All right, so this is as of 5:39 a.m. Oh man, it's an office day. I got to get my ass moving. All right, so Tesla is up 0.82%. It's at 354.31. TSLY is up 0.68%. They're at 1485 now. Okay. NVDY is up 0.81%, 141.40. NVDY is up 0.7% at 25.79. Coin is up 1.44%, 313.80. CONY is up 1.51%, 17.51. Okay, so everything's green so far. Who's going to ruin it? Who's going to ruin it? MicroStrategy up 3.11%. They're at 385.60. MSTY is up 3.3%. They're at 34.67. TSLY is even up 1.58%, 22.46. TNA. When's this thing going back to 40? It's up It's up 0.33%. It's at 54.76. I swear, if Soxel ruins this. AMZY is up 1.27%. It's at 11.96. AMZY is not updated, but it's at 19.53. Again, as always, AMZY, their job is to hit 20 again. That's it. That's their only job. Bitcoin is up 1.01%. All right, it's moving again, getting closer to that 100K, baby, 96,000. You look back many, many years ago. Remember when Bitcoin was $5,000? Yeah, that was when I was buying it and I was selling it. I was buying it, you know. Now I'm looking, oh my God. I know. Don't say woulda, coulda, shoulda, but it is. Sometimes I look back, I'm like, oh man, oh man, oh man. But for the people that had even better price than that. All right, anyway, let's move on. BitX up, of course, green. Another green, 2.58%. They're at 59.57. Can't even trade that. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Soxel. That's how you do it. Soxel's up 4.24%. It's at 30.99. I sold yet another put on Soxel yesterday. So if I was going to see red today, I'm not going to lie, I may have cried on the video. So at least, you know, I'm not crying. In fact, I may sing, Soxel, yeah. It's my new song. All right, SMCI, they are down 0.02%. So they are the first loser. They're down 0.02% at 40.19. SMCY, though, said, homie, don't play that. They're up 0.41%. They're at 34.25. Palantir has been whooping ass, man. They've been whooping ass. They're up 1.42%. They're at 71.97. Platy's been whooping that ass, too. Up 2.88%. Look at this. This is a YieldMax fund. A YieldMax fund at 72.34. Hell to the yeah. Of course, I don't own it. I own it through YieldMax, though, so I'm still grateful. TSM is up 0.54%. It's at 199.96. And last but not least, TSMY is red. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't know what's going on with TSMY. They are down 1.42%. 1950. What's up with that? What's up? You should not be down. It is not ex-dividend date for anyone. So, I don't know. Whatever. All right, guys. So, that is the update. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. It says 4:28 a.m. on that one. So, what time does this one say? 5:40. I don't know what's going on, guys. So, as always, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, obviously. This video is for fun and entertainment. So, hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we'll try again tomorrow. All right? Tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last juicing day. I'm doing a juice cleanse. I typically do it every 3 months or so. Today's day 2. What I do is I have 6 juices a day, and that's it. And water and black coffee. And I usually, drop some weight, pants fit a little better, and then I move on. It's obviously good for a lot of different things as well. So I think it's good to do every now and then. But anyway, enough about that. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Please. No, for real. If you enjoy it, hit the like button, thumbs up, whatever. If you're driving, do it when you get to work. Do it when you get to your location. It's no rush. Just hit it. But right? If you hit it, what happens? I don't know. YouTube says it does something, so let's trust them. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Outside of that, I got nothing. I got freaking nothing, right? I do. I don't. I don't have anything. So for those of you that are new to the channel, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, sorry for the crazy noises, but and you want to prove it, you have to say the key word. All right, what is the key word? I don't know. Like I said, I don't have one. So what we will do is we will go, I don't know. How about go to sleep, little Rod? How about that? Right? In hopes that tonight, little Rod will sleep through the night and not get up at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is the time he's gotten up probably over the past 7 days. But anyway, that's the key word. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in the comments, go to sleep, little Rod. Little Rod is obviously my younger son, who's 2 years old, and he's been sleeping awesome up until now. So this is a kind of like, I think since the time change, never thought that really did anything to anyone, but maybe it's doing something to him. I don't freaking know. But that's the key word if you want to prove that you made it this far in the video. All right, let me close it here. Let me get this crap uploaded. Let me drive my ass to work. And will I do a commute video? I don't know. I honestly don't feel like it. I just said that yesterday too, but we'll see. That's all I'm going to say. I just want to say, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. We will chat tomorrow. I did create a dividend car video over the weekend, and it's posting today at 3 p.m. if you are curious about that journey. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Later.